All right, everybody. Here we are in Goodsprings. We just left Doc Mitchell's house. Now, we built our character and assigned all of our points and did all that good stuff and looted his whole house and sold him back his own stuff. All right, so we got a few caps in our pockets. All right, let's go talk to Victor real quick. Take advantage to talk to everybody in town, if I can.
Howdy, partner. Might I say you're looking fit as a fiddle? Don't mention it. I'm always ready to lend a helping hand to a stranger in need. I was out for a stroll that night when I heard the commotion up the old bone orchard. Saw what looked like a bunch of bad eggs, so I laid low. Once they'd run off, I dug you up to see if you were still kicking. Turns out you were, so I hauled you off to the dock right quick. Can't say that I'm familiar with the rascals. Some of the fine folks in town might be able to help you out with that. I moseyed into town, 10, 15 years ago. Before that, I can't quite seem to recall. Odd. Anyway, it's a right peaceful town, and I reckon it's as fine a place.
Forgetful Robot is not encouraging.
I'm a Securitron. Robco Security Model 2060B. If you ever see any of my brothers, tell them Victor says howdy. Happy trails!
Alright, now notice the map marker popped up. In any open world, well, any RPG period, really, and even action games, just any game where it involves NPC interaction, I try to follow out the dialogue best I can. You know, every dialogue option, sometimes you have to dig a little bit. Sometimes you have to revisit previous options, and a new, question or something will pop up, and if you follow that out, you wind up with a quest you otherwise wouldn't have had, or map marker, or maybe a reward, a new item, or who knows what. So, considering NPC interaction is huge in this game, lots of NPCs, lots of stuff to do, just like, Fallout or Skyrim or Oblivion or any of that. There's a lot of time to be spent in dialogue, and I don't really remember what all the characters say, so even now, after having played through this game quite a few times, I still find myself, following out every dialogue option just, in case there's a map marker I'm going to miss or something, Often even the map markers themselves will lead to new quests and hidden loot and who knows what, so it's all good to me. Right, every Sunset Sarsaparilla is a potential Sunset Sarsaparilla cap. That's how I look at it. I want them all. Well, at least 50 of them. There is a way to get those sooner than later. I don't know if you call it a glitch, really. It's just utilizing your save files. It's pretty simple, actually. Essentially what you do is collect a number of those things and decide how many you want to drink. Like, let's say you have 20 of them and you'd like to get 4 caps out of those 20. Well, you save, drink 5, and if you don't get a cap, reload that save, drink those 5 again until you get a cap, then save again, all right? And that will save that cap in your inventory. Then start on the next 5, and if you don't get one, reload, and then when you finally do, save, and it's a little bit tedious, but not near as tedious as finding all those caps. Although they're everywhere. I mean, there's certainly more than 50 in the world, so it's not really a problem with that. But about the time I get to the Sarsaparilla factory, I'm usually pretty close. And there's quite a few to be had in there also.
Howdy. What can Easy Pete do for you? The one in the fancy suit seemed to be calling the shots. That's as much as I know. Other folks in town might know more. Word of advice, though, if you ever catch up with him, watch out. The man's got cold eyes like a snake. Can't be trusted, I'd say. Was a prospector until I decided to settle here to get away from the NCR. Now, we'll just take it easy and help out with the Brahmin and Bighorners. Nah. Means I poke through old buildings looking for working tech and such. Some folks just call it salvaging, but never liked the term. Way I see it, salvage means it's broken, near worthless. Me, I look for the good stuff. Guns, chems, spare parts. Good money in it. Nope. Had a pretty good claim once, way out east by the river, but got run off by raiders. Eventually got too
I
old.
wonder if he's talking about the Wolfhorn Ranch, or a place nearby there.
Don't get me wrong, the NCR's got a lot of decent folk in it. It's just that they make you part of them whether you like it or not. Towns like Goodsprings and Prim don't stay independent for long, not if you've got something the NCR wants. Still, the NCR keeps the Legion away. They're slavers, led by a guy named Caesar, or Caesar. Not sure how you're supposed to say it. A couple of years ago, they tried to take over Hoover Dam, but the NCR beat them back. The NCR didn't or couldn't finish the job, though. The Legion's got its strength back and is getting ready for another round at the dam. My money's still on the NCR winning, but you never know. We've been hearing stories about legionaries on the Nevada side of the river, so keep a gun handy. You don't want to get caught by them. The dam powers a lot of New Vegas, and then there's all that clean water lying in Lake Mead, too. Anybody who owns the dam owns the territory. Meat and hide, mostly. Can't put a pack on them. They just lay down until you take it off. Can find a bunch of wild ones high up in the hills, but gotta be careful around them. They can put up a decent fight if cornered. The machine? Harmless, no matter what Trudy says. She thinks it's hiding something, but I think it's just a broken down relic with no place to be. Keep your gun handy if you go poking around some of the abandoned places around here, like the schoolhouse. Critters move in there sometimes.
Easy Pete's pretty cool. If you've never been down south, there are really people like that down here. I'm in Texas, and yeah, they're southern gentlemen, I guess you could say. Just cool people. We have the Southern Belles down here too. Whole different brand of people. Alright, get some free moonshine for strength boost. Mainly I have all this DLC gear, and I hate to drop it. I hate to store it somewhere. I don't want to lose it, although I'm never going to use it. And it's insane. It doesn't make any sense, but that's okay. That's how I roll. But yeah, I'm going to hang on to it till I get Edie, and I'll have him carry it till we finally get a house. A house that we can call our own. I'm looking at Novak. Probably be the first place where I really settle down, and it's one of my favorite houses because it's only one loading screen in, one loading screen out. So that to me is ideal. For example, the penthouse in the 38 is awesome. I mean, it's great. It looks cool. It's, you know, all fancy and everything. And it's about 736 loading screens to get there. And about that time, my PlayStation freezes just trying to get home. And I'm like, no, this isn't going to do it all. Because you have to load the strip, then you have to load the casino, then you have to get the elevator, then you have to load the area itself. Yeah, it's kind of hard on the system cache when it gets clogged up like that. Too much activity, especially when you get a large save file. Oh man, you're almost guaranteed to freeze at some point. Anyway. Alright, so here I'm going to do my little sarsaparilla thing. Just try to grab a cap or two. Show you all what I was talking about. So I go ahead and save. Before I go and drink a horde of them. And drop my weight a little bit anyway. Okay, I didn't get 1 out of 5. We'll just go ahead and just drink 10 just because. And, yeah, see, I didn't get a cap. It'll show. It'll pop up as a... It's kind of a different sounding little clink when you hear the cap drop in your pocket. And, it'll show Sunset Sarsaparilla cap up there. And sometimes it'll show it once, but you might actually get 2. Or 3 even. I guess if you're really lucky. But, there I got one. And so, okay. you know, I could either save right here and finish off the rest of them or whatever, go on about my business. But yeah, that's one more in my pocket. At some point, this guy who is going to tell me, and essentially conversation with him starts the Sunset Sarsaparilla Challenge or whatever it's called, Star Challenge. He will appear out of nowhere essentially and activate that, and he'll have some caps on
You
him
must
too.
be the one Doc Mitchell was patching up. The way I heard it, I didn't think you'd be walking out of that office. I've got plenty of supplies for sale. Even got some weapon mods and special ammo. Well worth the caps if you ask me. If you're hurting for caps, I've also got boxes of surplus ammo in the miscellaneous section. They're not great, but you get what you pay for. Weapon mods are things like silencers, scopes, bigger magazines. Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as much, but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor. It's all about quantity over quality. If you ever get to New Vegas, be sure to visit Gomorrah. It's the best casino in the city. You won't regret it. Word of advice, behave. Between the NCR military police and Mr. House's robots, you don't want to be causing trouble on the Strip. I'm afraid I don't know much myself. Mr. House has got his own casino. Chems you come across were made by great cons. Can do.
I actually like the cons personally. I really do. I always befriend them. Okay, so I can get rid of some more junk here and see if he has any mods available. I will pick up whatever mods he has. If I'm lucky, I can get a night scope for the varmint rifle and a silencer, and that's two ideal mods for me. And carry you away. I have all this DLC stuff. I hate to get rid of it. I hate the chance losing it, but I'm never going to use it. I may use that grenade launcher a little bit. It's kind of cool. Now that, here's a heads up. That caravan shotgun from the DLC does not count towards that shotgun challenge where it's, I think it's wound or cripple right arms with a shotgun. It doesn't work. You need to find a non-GNR weapon, like say just a standard single shotgun or standard caravan shotgun, just something you pick up on the side of the street. And single shotguns are everywhere, even here at the beginning of the game, so they're not hard to find. Now, a few enemies don't really count towards that, but a lot do, like things like rad scorpions and, geckos and of course people. I don't remember if it has to be their right arm. I'm thinking it does. Maybe it's left or right, but I'm pretty sure it's just their right arm. Okay, well at least I picked up one mod here. Well, that's good. At least he had something. Of the three, it's the one I wanted the least, but I've come through here and he's had none. But in a few days, he'll have a new stock. Maybe, if I'm really lucky, before I even leave Goodsprings, he'll have a silencer or even a night scope. That'd be great if he had both. I'd pawn everything I had to get those. Maybe a scope for the 9mm. You put a scope on the 9mm, and it is so rock steady, it's ridiculous. I mean, it just sits there. Whatever you put your crosshairs on, that's where you're going to shoot. Okay. Now, before I go on anymore, maybe I ought to sleep it off. I'm really not sure what time it is. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to look before I do all that. What's it, 10:30 in the morning? It's getting late. Believe it or not, there's a lot to do, but might be able to get it before nightfall, so... Yeah, it looks like the sun's up. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. Okay, so for a little quick XP, let's go ahead and pick this lock too while I'm here. These don't require you to have really any lock-picking skill. Alright, well, yeah, that took a little longer than I thought. Yeah, I think it took me about 4 tries. Alright. All kinds of stuff here. Yeah, there you go. Another single shotgun. Alright, so, we'll run with that. Try to get our challenge for crippling limbs. All the GNR challenges with the, I guess essentially it's a DLC in and of itself. Challenges and the new guns that are available with the merchants. They're all worth quite a bit of XP, so...
Cheyenne, stay. Don't worry, she won't bite unless I tell her to.
I wish she could be a follower.
Yeah, I guess there's a thing or two I could show you. Meet me outside. Everything all right? Well, let's just finish this first.
I could have gone to her dialogue first. Oh well. There's a skill book or two laying around here. I'll pick these up later. I'll have to come back in here later anyway. Alright, so apparently she doesn't want to talk. She wants to go take care of business, so I guess that's what we'll do.
Now, see the sarsaparilla bottles on the fence there? Take this and try to hit a couple of them. That's the right idea. Look down the sight. Try crouching down and staying still. Nice shot. Well, that's a start. But I don't reckon you came to me to learn to fight sarsaparilla bottles. Tell you what, I gotta go chase geckos away from our water supply anyway. Darn critters are attracted to it. Why don't you come along? Follow me. It's just down to the southeast a short ways.
Might as well mod this thing. Well, I have it. Just about everything you do is a challenge. I mean, every chem you take, just about everything you eat, every time you get hurt, then every time you heal yourself from being hurt, everything you mod, every bit of ammo you break down and make, and I mean, on and on and on and on and on. So, try to take care of my stuff as I go. You never know when a little challenge will pop up out in the middle of nowhere. Appreciate the gun, but you didn't have to give me an absolute rusted piece of crap. Wow. This thing's still not in good condition. Oh well. I'm trying to remember everything to find here. I think that house right there to the right, or close to it, is Sonny's house, actually. And there's a sneak book in there. Chinese Special Operations Training Manual, or whatever they call that thing. And, you know, that's a permanent skill increase for your sneak. So, definitely want that. And then down the road in, by Quarry Junction, I think it's called Slum. That little town there where they give you the quest to go kill all the death claws, essentially. There's I think 2 skill books in one of the shacks right there. So we'll make a beeline over there ASAP. Apparently, this annoying ass dog. This dog is acting worse than dog meat.
Let's see if we can.
Okay. All right, so now it's my job to get over there and sneak up on these
Okay, you're on.
geckos here. And I can't hit the broadside of a barn. Okay. Aiming too high? I think so. I think you have to aim like down and away a little bit. I don't really remember. Won't worry about it once I get a scope, then whatever's in the crosshairs is what I'm going to hit, but alright, that's fine. Your dog's there.
See? You're getting the hang of. There's 2 more wells that still need clearing. You want, you can come along. It'd be worth it. Shouldn't take more than a couple minutes, especially with 2 of us. Come with me.
Honestly, screw the caps. I like that 60 rounds she just gave me for free. I'll take that. Kind of nice. Alright, like I said, the DLC shotgun isn't going to work for this challenge, but I know any other kind of shotgun will. Actually, I don't believe any GNR shotgun, period. Not just the one they give you here, but if you were to get... I don't even know if there is another GNR shotgun that you could buy, but if there was, I don't believe those would work either. Apparently, it has to be a standard issue weapon. Alright, now this is good for reputation. Goodsprings, saving this lady. And these geckos will kill her with a quickness, so let's see if the left arm works. It says crippled and no challenge, so apparently it has to be the right forearm. I'm not looking, it probably states it directly on the challenge itself if you go look it up. But
Cut it out, will you?
that's fine. Alright.
Holy moly. If you hadn't come here like you done, I'd be a goner for sure. I came up here to draw water, but here, you should have what I got. You look thirsty.
Nice. Free water and a whole bunch of reputation. Alright, that raises you an entire rank with Goodsprings. Alright, now assuming you want to help Goodsprings, by the time you're all done, you should essentially be idolized before you even leave. We'll get through all that later. Nice of you to show up to the party there, Sonny. There's a person there. She's on a mission.
Now that was some good work. Even got a little exciting there at the end. Here's a little spending money for the trouble. One more thing I wanted to show you. Thought I might teach you about living off the land and making useful things for yourself. Interested? All right then. We'll need a couple ingredients to get started. Gonna want some xander root and a brock flower. Let me think now. I know I've seen brock flowers growing up at the graveyard, and I seem to remember there being xander root over by the schoolhouse. Bring those on back to me, and we'll get cooking.
Oh, that reminds me, I should have bought a shovel when I was talking to Chet, the merchant. Alright, I need to remember to get a shovel from Chet. Alright, because there are some graves to open, and one in particular over there at the, what do they call it, the Shangxi Memorial. Well, I don't know, we'll see when we get there. But there is a grave over there that usually has just a whole bunch of really, really good over-leveled stuff. Valuable stuff. Stuff that if you're not going to use it, you can go sell to Chet for stuff you really do want. Things of that nature. Like, you know, I don't know, laser rifles or recharger rifles or stuff like that. And remember, if you have the DLC, you started with some weapon repair kits. You can take a, say a laser rifle or recharger pistol or, you know, something along those lines. A defender pistol, especially plasma defender. Oh my gosh. And get it to at least close to full health. The gun, the weapon condition. Oh my, and that thing would be worth almost, what, 500 to 1,000 caps. Depends. Okay, now notice I did not respec because I'm comfortable with my build. But if I did, just a heads up, there is a glitch that if you pick the skilled perk and you go to rebuild your character and you pick skilled again, it stacks. So you essentially get that extra skill point bonus to all of your skills again. And I don't believe they've fixed that. And I think they're done with patches for this game. To the best of my knowledge, they are, so it probably never will be fixed. But I don't utilize exploits and glitches. It feels like cheating to me, and I'm interested in challenging myself, not, you know, God mode. I have no interest in it being easy. I'm not a badass if I beat something easy. All I did was just, you know, you just breeze through something. That's, I don't know. There's no self-respect in that with me. I need to overcome some kind of challenge here. So and that's kind of what this is about. You know, the armor and the gear I choose to use and wear. People say, well, why don't you use this and why don't you use that? Well, because I like to keep, you know, the challenge curve up there a little bit. And after you play this game enough, it's not overly difficult anyway. But still. All right, so let me get it to where I can pick the next level of locks. All right, slowly creep that up as I go. I'll be sinking more points into friendly stuff than combat-related skills, honestly. I'd like to get my repair up, but there's some other things. I know I'm going to want the professional perk, so I need to remember to drop a point or two in the sneak as I go. All right, and then I'm going to want to do some surgeries later. Okay, and I don't remember if Easy Pete needs me to have a 20 or 25 in explosives, but I'll need to have that up there eventually also for some perks that I want. I think there's one, it's called, Hit the Deck, I think? Anyway, it's one where you take a whole lot less damage from explosions, and later in the game, it really comes in handy. I mean, in a major way. I don't think you can get the challenge on coyotes either. I think like their right legs count as one thing. I think it really only counts on enemies that have essentially a right forearm or even a right pincher or something that they use as an arm specifically. I'm not getting how some of these rounds just seem to be just completely missing target, and I swear I'm right on them. But okay, all right. Now these hides don't weigh anything. These are good loot, even if they're only worth a cap apiece. They weigh nothing, so that's just free money. All right, we'll always find a bright follower in here. Yeah, see, that didn't count. I guess I should really just feel like a badass for killing coyote puppies. I really kind of feel like a douche, to tell you the truth. Yeah, that's not cool. Alright, anyway, clearing this place out. Alright, something to repair my other laser pistol with. Not a big fan of laser pistols. I like the laser rifles, though. Once you get the scope on them and all that other stuff, they're actually pretty decent weapons. I like them better than I did in Fallout 3, actually. Alright, take anything that's worth anything. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't think I want to drink that water. It says I can, but yeah, I think I'll pass. Maybe the rotting corpses in it are kind of turning me off. I don't know. It might have something to do with it, right? Alright, so this is where this cave is at. Anyone who's explored around Goodsprings has been in this cave a million times, but for anyone who may not have ventured in here for early game instant decent loot, then there you have it. Alright, go grab another bottle cap over here. I know these are just coyotes, but it seems like I'm taking them out pretty quick. One-shotting these guys with just a single shot. Maybe it's just these ones right here in this area or have minimal health or something. No, we're stalling very hard. Okay, I kind of honestly want to make sure that the setting hadn't changed. It's seeming just a little overly easy. Alright. Okay, I could have fast traveled it anywhere I've been up to this point, but now it's just letting me know that. I love these things. It's like medical bags for the whole body. Plus it counts as an addictive med taken too, and after so many, eventually you not only become more resistant to addiction, which is not necessarily a good thing, but your meds or your chems last longer, which is a good thing, and that counts towards stealth boys also, which aren't addictive, but they still count as a med for whatever reason, so your stealth boys will last longer. And that's very cool. And I still need a friggin' shovel. Before I go over here to the memorial, there's no point in going over there because I can't dig up the grave. It's going to have all that stuff in it. So let me go ahead and, speaking of fast travel, let me go ahead and get back here right now. Alright. And I'll grab a shovel from Chet here in a moment. Get this scorpion out of the way, and there's a snow globe up here. Oh, but you know what? There's some graves up here in the graveyard. Duh. I mean, of course there would be. So, you know what? I'm gonna have to go get my shovel first anyway. Now let me see if I can get part of this challenge here with this guy, because he has a pincher as opposed to legs. I think these guys count. Yeah, see, there you go. 1 out of 5. Alright, I get the other couple on geckos on the way to Prim. I mean, that's not going to be a problem, so that'll work. And there's plenty of geckos to be had. Also, once we get to Prim proper, there's a, oh, what is it, a drive-in? Sunset Drive-In, I think it's called. Anyway, there are quite a few ghouls around there. And I mean, like, a lot of ghouls. By then, I usually have Edie with me, and he's a big help. There'll be 2 Reavers, and then there'll be a area where there's a DC Journal of Medicine book to raise your medicine skill. And I definitely want that. And it's kind of tedious getting there. It's a highly irradiated area, and Reavers aren't as bad as they were in Fallout 3. Fallout 3, they were mini bosses. I mean, no, know what? They were bosses. Period. And in this one, not so bad. Not so bad. They just have, I guess, a little more health, a little higher resistance than your regular ghouls, but not that big of a deal. They hit a little harder.
Can do.
I know he's got a shovel in here somewhere. He always has a shovel. Oh, cool. He's got scrap electronics, too. I'm going to need some of those to repair Edie. Pretty sure. I should probably grab all those scrap metals he has also. Tell you the truth. Just because. Once again, I can pawn off some of this junk. You know, I think I need a second battery, too. I probably shouldn't have sold that one to him earlier. I probably should have kept both, because it seems like you need... I don't remember if you need 1 or 2 batteries, you need 2 or 3 scrap metals, and several scrap electronics to fix Edie. If maybe if you don't have a certain science skill or repair skill, which I probably won't by the time I get there. I don't know, we'll see. We'll make it work somehow.
Customer.
I think there's even a challenge for just fixing guns with other guns. Usually all I find in these graves up here is random ammo, but hey. If I'm not using it, I can always break it down and keep the powder in the lid and stuff like that. Let's see if these guys count. I'm thinking no. I'm thinking they don't have arms. I think they just count as having legs, but in fact, I can't even get their legs to register. I hate that when you're trying to pick a particular body part and the thing goes all the way around it but never lands on that one body part. Alright, well that's fine. I'll just shoot him in the face. I'm tired of messing with you, man. Okay, that was horrible. Run then. Wow. Why don't I just paint a circle around him? That's funny. These are funky to aim with. Don't really think shotguns are about aiming. It's just point in that general direction and spray and pray. Alright, so let's see. Where's that thing at? It's over here. There it is. You hear that? Hear that? The ghost whispering? Not cool. Alright, these are the sarsaparilla bottles that the cons left behind. And what do we have here? Distinctive cigarette butts. Now this is evidence that Benny was here. Alright. Which will come up at some point later in the game. Having them in our inventory, I believe, opens up a dialogue option with somebody. At some point. Who is this guy, anyway? Mr. J.R. Smith. Alright, well... J.R. Smith isn't resting peacefully. He still has things to say. Even from the grave. That's disturbing. Yeah, I'll take another one of those, too. And that's the grave we were in. Okay, now there is not only that Yangtze Memorial over there, there's also an abandoned shack next to it. And, I believe it's free storage. I'm not going to take a chance. I'm leaving my stuff in there just because I'm not sure, and I'm not going to go look it up to see, but I think it is. Safe storage for my stuff. I could leave stuff there and it would never disappear. In fact, I believe any abandoned, any area that says abandoned. There's even a hut at Jacobstown. A little super mutant lodge area. There's a bungalow, and it's the one with the bed that says "quote unquote" queen size bed, and you actually get the well rested bonus for sleeping in it as if you own it. And I believe it's also safe storage, so it essentially counts as a free house. And there's really only one loading screen to get to it, too. I mean, it's not bad. A little out of the way, but just a little heads up. Goodbye. I like that slow-mo kill cam a whole lot better than the kill cam in this one, the cinematic one. In my opinion, now they kind of flubbed this in New Vegas. It seems like my camera tends to more freak out and just go flying all over the screen rather than do the cinematic, you know, following of my bullet as it goes through the eye of my enemy from 100 yards away, like it did in Fallout 3. It would follow your sniper around with this, you know, panoramic cinematic view, you know, as it's flying through the air type thing, and then it would show where when it connected, and it was all very cool. All right, in this one, my camera just tends to freak out, and I'll wind up staring at the sky from underground and flipping upside down, and it's not cool. I just get dizzy. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the cinematic kill cam in this one. But I like to have one. The slow-mo is actually really cool. Especially if you're in third person, because when you go into slow-mo, you can do stuff like you can jump, and it'll show you jumping in slow motion through the air. And it doesn't tend to cause lag or freeze issues either, which the cinematic kill cam has also done. Seems like you'll go into it and you'll get stuck in it sometimes. And it'll be like you'll get this freaky, blurry view from some awkward angle, and you just stay there. And my game is frozen like that before, so... it's never happened with this particular kill cam, so I think I'll stick with this. All right, when you see that symbol on a rock, that is a stash. Most of the time, it's garbage. From my experience. It's not usually a lot of stuff in there, but this grave, that's a whole different story. I have found nothing but good stuff in this. Just a laser rifle this time, but I found recharger rifles and all kinds of stuff. Even, what was they call it? RCW? The laser machine gun, essentially, the laser Tommy gun. And those things are actually pretty cool weapons. And I think they only spend a certain percentage of their ammo. They have like a chance per shot to not cost ammo or to recycle ammo back into your stash, so that when you reload, you can you won't have lost as much ammo. It's a neat weapon. But most important, they're worth caps. I go for small guns. I really don't go for energy weapons. I'll shoot them here and there when opportunity arises for the challenge. And that's about it. And then once I reach the challenge, you'll probably never see me fire another energy weapon again. There are lots of good perks for energy weapons. There's lots of good damage bonuses and things like that. And a lot of the small gun stuff applies to energy weapons also. So, you know, it's definitely a good combat style. Most definitely in the game. I just prefer the small guns. That's the most challenging to me, to stick with just a particular small class of weapon. If I go with explosives, it's a grenade launcher. I don't use missile launchers. And I'm not going to lie and say I never use a Fat Man, because sometimes you just have to set off a nuke. I just need a mushroom cloud. I just have to have one. You know, if there's no enemies around, I might just shoot it anyway, type of thing. That's a must-have. I mean, it didn't get much more fun than setting off the MIRV in Fallout 3. It didn't matter if you were necessarily even killing anything with it. It's just to set off a bunch of mini-nukes. Come on, man. That's just too cool. And I can't seem to kill some freaking coyote. There we go. Alright, 25 out of 100 limbs crippled already. And so each time you meet a challenge, you'll get some little tiny increment of bonus, whether it be, you know, I don't know, little extra critical hit chance, maybe a little extra critical damage, maybe, I don't know, like your chems will last a little longer, your chems be less likely to get addicted, all kinds of stuff. I mean, let me think. I couldn't even tell you all the different stats and perks which meeting challenges can affect, but all kinds of good stuff. And I mean, anything is something. It's kind of like the badass ranking in Borderlands, whereas you meet certain challenges and stuff, you get just little tiny little bonus boosts. Your ability. Now this house is honestly, I think this house may be safe storage also. I think it may be. 'Cause essentially, everything's free to you in here. Nothing's considered stealing. It's almost like it's yours. But I've never personally stored stuff really anywhere until I've gotten to Novak. That's just how I play. That's just how it ends up being. There's a free BB gun here. BBs that are always there. And, I don't know if that bed gives you the rested bonus, the well-rested bonus, the 10% XP bonus. Well, we would know because, with the traits I picked, I have a 10% XP penalty. So if the next thing I kill gave me full XP, then I guess I would know, right? So I would get a 10 XP bonus, should even that out. All right, now this is Sonny's house, I believe. And you see that bookshelf over there by the couch next to the TV, right? Chinese Army Special Ops Training Manual. There we go. As long as she's not watching me, that's fine. Sometimes there's a gun in this desk. This time it's empty. Sometimes. All right. And then there's a star bottle cap in here. And that's about all I need to look for. I think there may be a med box or two in their bathroom, but I'm not going to worry about it. All right, let's go ahead and get out of here. It's kind of strange, me passing up loot. I don't know what's wrong with me. All right, now I'm checking all these mailboxes for things like Salesman Weeklies and Locksmith Digest and stuff. Locksmith Read or whatever. Okay, those are invaluable. I can never have too many of those. Because essentially, when you have those on hand, your skills max out at 100 at 80 or 90, depending on if you pick the perk that doubles the effectiveness of your magazines. Right? I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to stretch my leveling as far as I can go. I like it when I'm in my 30s and leveling still means something. That makes the game more fun for me. That's my choice. All right. So I don't go with any perks that give you skill points, skill point boosts, things like that. The one where you get an extra point from reading permanent skill books. I don't pick that. Okay, I don't know why I just shot his left arm. I think if I'd have shot his right, I'd actually got credit for that. And that was my last round. Oh, what a waste. Okay. But all my perks are for damage and damage resistance, essentially. Except for a few exceptions like, rapid reload, which essentially is more damage because the faster I can start firing again, especially with rapid fire weapons, then the more damage. If you reload 10 times faster, then you can start shooting 10 times faster. So essentially that's more damage, I guess, if you look at it that way. And it's so cool to just like almost instantly pull your clip and put it back in your gun and just go back. It's almost like just endless firing, especially with SMGs and stuff. It's awesome. Oh, and reload your slow reload weapons, like say a missile launcher or your Fat Man or something. Reload that thing like you're on crack and Mentats at the same time. You're like, damn, I reload fast. With a 10 agility and rapid reload, you're totally out of control. It's pretty cool. Okay, there is a skill magazine laying on the middle of the floor in here, and there's also one over on that counter by that computer. And I'll get to that in a minute. Those bobby pins are always there, too. I could essentially loot everything here, even if it's only worth a cap, and still take it all back to Chet, but, yeah. Right, that's one. Programmer's Digest. Okay, so there's 3 in here then, right? Let me see. All right, I know there's a lad's life or something like that down here on the floor somewhere. Nothing. Okay. Anyway, down here on the floor somewhere. There we go. Yep, lad's life. All right, got that. Okay, and then Huh. All right. So 3 magazines in here then. All right. I will take it. All right, now this is maybe the second or third time that that's ever happened to me. I'm not sure what I've done that makes that computer broken. I don't know if it's already having hacked the one in Trudy's little office in her saloon before I came here. Maybe has something to do with it. I don't know. I know Victor's shack
Howdy,
has a
partner.
ammo box in there too, but I'll come back and get that later when I need it. All right, so now I've collected my little thing from the graveyard, and I collected my other little plants there from the schoolhouse, so I can take these back to Sunny, and we can make our healing powder and whatever she wants me to make. And there's another little, I guess you could call it a side quest thing. It's good usually for a 10mm pistol and some other random loot. And even a set of Merc armor, which as soon as I can pick up a Merc outfit, I'm probably going to run with that. There she is. And as soon as I'm done making this
Let me
for
see what you
her,
got.
this other
Yeah,
quest
this'll
will
be
spawn.
Just fine. Just fine. All right, now. We're gonna be making something folks on the trail call healing powder. Go on over to that campfire now. Give it a try. Hey, that's not bad, see? All it takes to make a recipe is the right ingredients and the right know-how. Sometimes it won't be a campfire you need. Might need to do some work on your guns and ammo, maybe. Important thing to get is it's all the same idea. You just need to find the right place to set up shop. Workbench or reloading bench, whatever. Well, I hope that's enough to get you started. I'm heading back now. Hope I didn't miss anything good on the jukebox. Cheyenne would never forgive me. Hey, do me a favor. Trudy, she's the bartender up at the Prospector. Kind of the town mom. She likes to meet newcomers. She'd be cross with me if I didn't ask you to poke your head in and say hi.
All right.
Hi there. Sticking around Goodsprings for a while longer?
Oh,
Sure
wow.
can.
Forgot.
Take
Bunch
the
of
road
dialogue.
southeast
Map
out of
markers to
town
get from
till it
her.
hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster, straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can. Not in Goodsprings, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these. If the lock's too much for you to handle, reading through the magazine might give you the edge you need. You'll need those to pick the lock. Be careful, though. Put too much pressure on them, and they'll snap. Oh. Well, go ahead and keep the stuff I gave you anyway. It'll be more useful to you than me.
She's really cool, actually.
I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good, and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Goodsprings, so wildlife is always creeping in. Sure, what do you want to know? Southeast of here is Prim, can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot. The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice. Well, the wildlife for one thing, rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other group from the east, too. Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly, they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited. Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. The coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Goodsprings. The critters up there are big and poisonous. If you want to know anything else, just ask. Until next time.
Alright, now here's this guy.
It's good to see a friendly face. I almost took you for a raider, I did. Name's Malcolm. Malcolm Holmes. Don't suppose you'd care to trade. I'm missing a few essentials and... screw this. Lying just ain't in my nature.
Yeah,
I'll
give it
tell
up,
to you
dude.
straight. I've been following you for a good bit now. It started off innocently enough. I was traveling, as I often do, and happened to observe you picking up one of those blue star caps. You didn't show any reaction to it, so I figured you didn't know what you'd gotten your hands on. There's an old wasteland legend that says somewhere out there is a fabulous treasure from before the war. Those caps with the blue star on them, the tale goes, are the key to that treasure. They're called sunset sarsaparilla stars. All over the place. The easiest place to find them is unopened bottles of sunset sarsaparilla. You'd think they'd all have been picked clean by now, but somehow, new bottles keep appearing in the machines. Some say it's old Festus that does it, hoping someone will finally collect enough caps to earn the treasure. Other than bottles, you'll just have to scavenge. You can find caps in the unlikeliest of places, and blue star caps are no exception. It's said that the treasure is guarded by a man named Festus, and he's the one who asked for the blue star caps. It's also said he's been around since the war, standing a lonely vigil, waiting for someone to come and take the treasure off his hands. That'll make him pretty damn old, but I've met a few people in my travels who claim they actually met him, and they weren't the lying type either. Nah, I gave it up years ago. Too dangerous. And even if I did still collect them, I'd tell you the same. There's people out there so mad with the idea of treasure that they'll attack strangers just on the suspicion that they have some of those caps. No one knows. Money, weapons, water. It is, or maybe was, something of value, and that's enough to get people motivated. No problem. If you do end up trying to collect more stars, watch out for a man named Alan Marks. He's killed several people for their stars already.
Howdy.
Alan Marks. I really am going to remember that. Alright, so don't need to get caught here, because I actually really want these. First, if I'm going to be sneaky, I might as well read through this book real quick on how to be sneaky. Alright, this is a good save point. Now I have a few new saves that I can just kind of go back and forth between. And there we have it. Let's see how many tries it's going to take. I'll take it. It didn't back me out of the menu automatically. That means I got away with it. Alright. Now there should be a, at least for right now, a friendly marker over there to that trailer by the campfire I just left. Alright. Thinking a drink of water would probably be nice. Well, there's no way I can reverse pickpocket with her dog watching me, so yeah, I was gonna try to give her a stim pack, see if she wouldn't use it, and walk upright for a while. Maybe overnight she'll fix herself or something. Who knows? Okay, so I could go back to town, or you know what? No. Might as well take care of this guy's stuff now, too, and then go back and rest. I'll need to sleep and get my sleep meter back down. After a while, you'll get sleep deprivation, and it gives you penalties. I don't remember exactly which special stats it affects, but it's still, I'm not a big fan of negative effects. Later on, I'll be getting addicted every 5 minutes, and that's be bad enough. All right? So, okay. Let's head the wrong direction. All right, so here we go. All right, this is a friendly mark over there. That'll be a guy. He's going to tell us we need to go save his girlfriend, and that's what we'll do. We'll start from there on the next one. All right, you guys take it easy, and I will see you then. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. For more Fallout New Vegas, click that top box there. All right, for a list of all my game playlists, click that bottom box, and then if you want to subscribe, click that box right there over my head. And all right, you'll stay updated when I make new daily video uploads. All right, guys, y'all take care. Catch you later.